Well, hardcore Infowarriors know what that special report means. It means we've bitten off more than we can chew again here in the now 9-10 month beta test of Infowars Nightly News, where the show is 45 minutes, sometimes 2 hours, another time 3 hours the next. It is well over 2 hours and 20 minutes tonight. The show is so big. I've been in here since about 3:30 today with news and Wayne Madsen and other big reports that it's over 2 hours long, and we just finished it 2 minutes ago. And so I'm sitting here at 7:09 talking to you. And again, for viewers, we've tried to get it on at 7. Most nights we're doing that, 7 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Mountain PM, 8 o'clock Eastern. We've had the contest for reporters. I want to hire 4 or 5 of them. We're trying to look at the budgetary process. We're trying to get them down here in a couple weeks at the end of July to interview them, get them in. We're trying to hire some more graphics people, more editors. The final level in this phase of getting more reporters in, because now when somebody goes on vacation, I got 3 guys in there doing the whole show today. Usually we got 4 or 5. And, family issues, things like that come up. I'm just, as a family, Infowarriors, supporters are telling you what's going on. We are kicking butt. It's just that some nights we'll get on, 10, 15 minutes late. And I've tried to pledge to get on right at 7 and go live at least if we're not going to have the full show ready for you. And some shows are completely live. In fact, we plan in the future to have just to let you in on what the show's going to actually be, a 30-minute taped package thing we do with the news and an interview, and then it's going out on satellite once we launch all this. We've already got stations picking us up, just downloading it that night and airing it the next day. But when it officially goes out live, we'll have 30 minutes of news up front that's taped, and then it goes to studio, and then we have a discussion or another guest live for 30 minutes. That's the model I think we're going to go to. So you'll have actual live Infowars is the model we're going to go for. But again, we got the space, built the studio, did it all. This has been a 2-year process. Took about a year to get all that done, get everything set up. While we're doing the radio show, while we're doing the news websites, while we're making films, while we're traveling all over the country with a skeleton crew. So I just want to say, our crew, Darren McBreen, John Bound, Wes P., Donnie G. We've got Rob Jacobson, Aaron Dykes, Rob Dew in there, absolutely essential person. We've got Marcos Morales. We've got all the other writers, Kurt Nemo, Don, some of the crew. Haven't really told me they want their names public, whatever. We've got Paul Watson, Steve Watson. We've got all the customer service people, the shipping department, the accounting folks, the IT people. We've got Matt, and we've got Max Cabrera, and we've got so many other people. We've got the moderators for PlanetInfowars.com, Christy and Lewis, Christy Hightower and Lewis. I just got to ask Lewis. Never asked him if he wants his name on there. He probably does. I don't care. But point is that we're putting on a major endeavor here. I mean, everything I promote is something I believe in and think is important and should be looked at, but it's also gas in the tank. It is a big tank for grassroots media to be trying to fill. So get things like Dreams from My Real Father, incredible film. Get things like The Greater Good. We've got big Merck news coming up about how they, knowingly are involved in all this stuff. It's all available at InfoWarsShop.com. And we're able to do this because we were able to do what no one else has done in a true patriot anti-New World Order movement. We were able, because of still independent radio stations, to get on XM 166, to get on over 100 AM and FM stations, to get on global shortwave, and to build Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, and with the help of folks that are really waking up to what's happening, like Matt Drudge at DrudgeReport.com, and you out there spreading the word on Facebook, Twitter, the old MySpace, Dig, your emails. We've been able to reach. A lot of people in media brag about the number of viewers they have. They'll say, well, I've got, the city I'm on in has 1 million people, so I've got 1 million listeners. No. Rated on AM and FM stations, 3 million listeners a day, and that number's growing. YouTube, just one little platform. Conservatively, 500, 600,000 a day. Podcasts, 500, 600,000 a day. Audio streams, 400, 500,000 a day. I mean, you add all the stuff together, it's well over 3 million. And that is an amazing, it's not like an ego, like, oh, I got all these people listening to me. It's actually kind of mind-blowing that, we realize here, we feel like we're not doing our job if there's 10 things we want to cover, and we end up covering, all 10 of them and then having guests on, and then just going and going and going, because this is so important. I do intend, once we launch the 1 hour show, when special reports happen, it won't be on mainline television and different independent systems, but the show will be, but after the show, we'll just go live, internet stream right after it. And that's why I'm getting 4 or 5 more reporters in here. That's why I'm getting more video editors. That's why I'm getting more graphics people and more fact checkers, because I'm taking the emergency backup capital. Because when you got a system that costs over $4 million a year to run, that's shoestring budget, folks. Most people couldn't do this for $20 million a year. I've looked at the numbers. Where we live is low cost. A lot of things are involved. Real estate here is like 6 or 7 times under what it is in places like New York or San Francisco. There's a lot of things we got going for us. So 4 million sounds like a lot. It's not when you got 3 million listeners a day. That's it. We're not even actually making a lot of money. In fact, I've had consultants in here and people that wanted to come visit us, well-known people are like, oh my God, you could be making all this. Yeah, but if we spent all our time doing that, it wouldn't be about the info. Where we're winning is the info. Info. So sometimes when I do these live reports, I just want to give you an update on what we're doing, what we're trying to get done. Like we launched planetinfowars.com. It's got hundreds of thousands on it every day. Something like 30,000 have signed up, made profiles. We've only beta tested. We haven't even really promoted that yet because I knew there'd be some bugs. We've worked most of those out. Great job by the IT department. That is a place for you to get organized, you to meet like-minded people and take action on so many fronts. This is a resistance platform meant to try to bring people together. So that's why I want to encourage everybody to use planetinfowars.com. Now, it is 7:16 and 2 seconds Central Standard Time. And again, we've done the 3-hour syndicated radio show today. I've done interviews with staff, interviews with graphics people. I've worked on a new monthly newspaper/magazine we're going to put on the streets of America. I've done a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Just know this. We understand the critical key juncture point we're at in history. The historical point we're at. In fact, if I can have a document cam shot. Free humanity over known history, 6,000 years, is moving forward on a timeline and has gone through many plagues, many wars, many crises, many problems. But now, as we approach becoming a type 1 civilization, meaning that if the earth was destroyed, we would already be established off-world and be able to survive. We've already reached this point. If we could just survive a few more decades and get rid of the oligarchs who want to dumb down humanity because of their predator instinct to control, we can reach the point. We've reached the launch pad to be able to take off if we make it past the point that the globalists have established for this post-industrial system where they enjoy high-tech systems within reservations and the rest of us are below them in this structure. And because of robotics and other systems, the globalist hate of humanity, they say they just want to get rid of us and not even deal with us. And that's a crude illustration of what I'm talking about. But we've got this huge transmission lined up for you tonight. And I just don't even feel worthy to be here speaking to you. I am very honored to be broadcasting worldwide and being able to interface with fellow humans because I'm a fan of man. Every time I use that quote from Devil's Advocate, people go, what are you, the devil? Folks, that's Hollywood lying to you. The devil, in all scripture, literature, all cultures, is not a fan of man. He wants to lure man into a trap and kill humanity and kill life. God is a fan of man. those that love liberty and freedom and success and beauty and everything decent. That's the light side, not the little shriveled, deformed dark side. So I'm a fan of humanity. I'm a fan in you. I believe in you, and I know how short my life is, and I want to commune with those in the future with the art, the literature, the ideas I've put out. I want to survive and go on, not because I've got an ego, but because I understand the human progress. I stand on the shoulders of all my ancestors before me. I can feel their energy, their heart, their love, their passion, everything they went through. I am that expression. I am like a baton carrier in a relay, and I am reaching towards that goal that our species survive and show that we live on to become what humanity will develop into. And I can spiritually and intellectually at every level feel that connection to the past as I stand here in the present. I can feel the past as I reach towards the future. And I am fearless for my own physical body, but I am in great fear and anguish for the species itself. And people would say, well, why don't you just have fun for yourself? I don't want the spiritual and genetic energy that has been developed on this planet to be dissipated. I want to reach for the greater things. I am primitively selfish and have all the regular problems, but part of that in this primitive system is good to survive within aggressive, suboid systems. But I can transcend in my mind past the three-dimensional system towards the fourth, the fifth, and beyond in understanding of the life form of Homo sapiens sapien and potential towards greater order in the universe, not less order as we're taught by the fraudsters, and towards the love and the passion and all the little children to come and all the men and women and all the love that is going to be developed. Our whole civilization is in a great collapse right now and in a great system of tumult and calamity, and we're going through a process that is going to be very, very painful. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is whole systems of development. I mean, look at our technology today that would seem like magic or godlike to the ancients or even people 500 years ago. And the eye has not seen, ear has not heard, mind and heart have not dreamed of the potential that's coming. And so I dream of the potential of others. I dream and share in their discoveries like an electrical connection to the beginnings of our species right through history, through me and through you, towards them. The discoveries, the first human settlements landing on Earth-like planets, the giant space stations that are to be built, the developments, the creations that we're going to make, because we're in the image of God, creators ourselves. Everything that we're going to do, I realize our ancestors dreamed as well and went through hell so that their progeny would have a better future. And that love of creativity and science and development. So like an electrical connection back to the grounding of the creation of our species forward, I project like electricity out towards our progeny that is coming and the incredible things they're going to do if we can survive this attack of Satan, who wishes to destroy our species and destroy our planetary development. And the genetic rewrite the globalists are engaged in right now, butchering and vandalizing this planet. So again, transmitting forward here in an emergency transmission to the future. I know many people today won't listen, but people in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years who have seen so much of this come to pass, and who know that this was real. You have to understand that no matter what, you've got to defeat these people whose one drive is to pull down and destroy everything that's good. Those that are so given over to just hate and destructiveness and envy and jealousy that they want to pull down the entire society. They must and they will be defeated, because I can tell you something here. I can feel that genetic, memories, instincts, whatever you want to call it, all the way back through my ancestors. I have that connection, grounded to that. Here in the present, standing on the pinnacle of human development at this point, and I can stare forward into the future, and I know we're going to survive. I don't know in what form, and I know it's going to be an incredibly rocky road, but I can feel and see that connection over the horizon that humanity will survive. We will survive. A lot of us aren't going to make it in the process, but the key is humanity survive. I'm Alex Jones from the front lines of the defense of humanity for all that is good and for all that is pure. In my humble defense of humanity, I am Alex Jones, a lover of life, a lover of humanity, and I give you the July 3rd, 2012 edition of Infowars Nightly News. Here it is.